Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you what you can learn from the Novak Djokovic forehand to help improve your forehand. So the first thing I want you to copy is I want you to take the racket back up with both hands. This produces a great coil of his body. Just look here. His hips are at this angle, but his shoulders are like this. His upper body is turned more than his hips. And that stores up energy, and once you coil, you can then uncoil into the shot. So take the racket back with your non-hitting hand and coil that upper body. Most amateur players have their arm down or even behind them. You want that non-hitting hand, and for Joker, that's his left hand, back with the ball and across the body. Another hallmark of coiling properly is having the chin and shoulder touch. So put your chin on your front shoulder. That's only possible if the opponent can see your back. The next thing I want to show you is his left arm movement. What's really cool about this video, and this video is courtesy of Essential Tennis. Thanks guys for allowing me to use this video of Djokovic. We've got this line on the fence. I want you to notice how Djokovic's left hand stays above that line on the fence. Notice his left hand stays up as it moves out of the way, and it doesn't drop. He's not going to let it drop the way most amateurs drop. He keeps it up. Now, if you look at a Del Potro drops his hand, but then he brings it back up again. Azarenka drops her hand, but then she brings it back up again. Even I drop my hand, and then I bring it back up again. But many amateurs, they drop that non-hitting hand and it stays down. Not Djokovic, though. He keeps his non-hitting hand up as he moves it out of the way. Remember, we need to uncoil our body. Here we can see his back slightly, and here we can see his shirt, right? We can see the front of his shirt. We can see his logo. So he is obviously uncoiling his body, and he's starting to turn and face the net. That's only possible if your non-hitting hand is up. If your non-hitting arm drops, it will become a counterweight and you won't be able to turn your hips as easily. This is an absolute fact. And you just look at players who struggle turning their hips, their non-hitting hand is always down. He's keeping his non-hitting hand up. So when you film yourself hitting a ball, I want you to look at the height of your non-hitting hand. And you'll notice his is way above contact. In fact, his non-hitting hand is around chin level. You know, get your non-hitting hand up as you strike the ball, and your ability to unwind and turn toward the net as you hit the ball will become so much easier. The next shot, or the next thing I want to talk to you about, is his closed racket face. Look at his racket face. His racket face is closed about 45 degrees. You need to do this, especially if you're struggling with topspin. Tilt your strings down prior to contact, because when you tilt your strings down prior to contact and then you get to the ball, your strings will then face forward. Strings that are closed in the back will become facing forward at contact as you swing up. And you can see he's swinging from below the ball to above the ball. The racket's below his hand. Now the racket's above his hand. So he is swinging up to impart topspin on the ball. But you're only going to get your racket to face forward at contact if you close your racket face. Now, I know that I'm going to get comments saying, oh, well, I've watched Agassi and he doesn't close the racket face a lot, and Tsitsipas and Dimonor. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I agree. The problem is those players don't watch my videos. Recreational players who struggle with their forehand watch my videos. So I'm going to teach to my students. I'm not going to teach necessarily exactly what the pros do. My goal isn't to be 100% right. My goal is to be 100% helpful. And that's the goal with my videos. So you can see, let's check out his eyes. They're peeking a little bit, but his head, we can at least see his ear, right? We can see his ear, which means his head is down and his head is staying still. And then what I love is the upward tracking where the tip of the racket is now out of the screen and then he goes over the shoulder. This is called listen to your wristwatch, where his what is that called? The sweatband, I guess you would say, on his wrist is right next to his ear. So if he had a watch, he would be, he would be listening to his watch. Now, when he's going to recover back into the middle of the court, Which leg do you think is the push-off leg? Which leg do you think is the push-off leg? Is it the red arrow or the green arrow? Which foot is going to do the pushing off? It's the green arrow. It's actually why I use that. That's the one that's under his body, right? And so he's going to push primarily off of this foot. So when you're going to recover, make sure that you're pushing off on the foot that's toward the inside of the court, not the foot that's on the outside of the court. Because you can see that's the foot that's pushing to get back into the center. So to hit a better forehand, turn with both hands on the racket and turn high, showing your opponent your back, putting your chin on your front shoulder, coiling your shoulders more than your hips. Then when you uncoil and you move your non-hitting hand out of the way, just keep it high like Djokovic. If you drop it, just make sure you bring it up. But you can just keep it up like Djokovic and you'll be just fine. Close the racket face prior to hitting the ball so you can brush up the back, making sure that your racket is square facing forward at contact, swinging up high over the shoulder. And when you're going to recover, really focus on the foot that is to the inside of the court, and you'll be able to recover that much faster. Look, it's really simple. You copy these main ideas from Novak Djokovic's forehand, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.